Hey everyone, it's Miss Malman. Welcome to week 2 virtual summer camp. This week is all about camping, and so today I have us by the fire pit. So today we're going to be learning about figurative language, specifically idioms. I know that we've learned a lot about a lot of different kinds of figurative language in class. We've covered similes, metaphors, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, but today we're just going to talk about idioms. Idioms are a lot of fun, and they don't really make a lot of sense when you just read them. If you just were to see it, for example, one you probably know is "It's raining cats and dogs." It literally is not raining cats and dogs. So when we think about idioms, they don't mean what they say. The definition of an idiom is a saying that cannot be understood from the meanings of its separate words. You must understand them as a whole. So we need what we call context. The best way to learn about idioms is through books. So we're going to read a couple of books through this lesson. The first one we're going to read is an Amelia Bedelia book. And Amelia Bedelia is great when we learn about idioms. Her books are full of them. I know you might be thinking, I really don't want to read an Amelia Bedelia book. It's young, but they're great. So we're going to start with a book that is all about hiking, and hiking goes along with our camping theme. So I'm going to read you from this book here. It's Amelia Bedelia Storybook Favorites, and the one we're going to read today is called, let me get to my starting place. It is called Amelia Bedelia Hits the Trail. And hits the trail is actually an idiom that we're going to read about while we read this. While I pass over an idiom, I'll stop and we'll look at it and we'll talk a little bit about what it means versus what it literally says. Okay, Amelia Bedelia hits the trail. Amelia Bedelia was going hiking. Her entire class was going too. "Let's hit the trail," said Miss Edwards, Amelia Bedelia's teacher. All right, hit the trail. When you hear the words "hit the trail," literally it means you would take something and you would hit it. But that is not what Amelia Bedelia's teacher is talking about. The trail was steep. Everyone stepped over a big tree root. Amelia Bedelia was chatting and looking up at the birds. Splat! Amelia Bedelia fell flat on her face. "Are you okay?" asked Miss Edwards. "I'm okay," said Amelia Bedelia. "But the next time I hit the trail, I'll use this stick instead of my face." So here's the thing about Amelia Bedelia. She doesn't quite understand idioms. She takes them literally. So when she said hit the trail, she literally thought she needed to hit the trail with something. She hit it with her face, and she said next time she'll hit it with a stick. But what did her teacher actually mean when she said hit the trail? What do you think? Okay, if you said let's get going, absolutely, that's what she meant. Amelia Bedelia and her friends spotted lots of living things along the trail. They saw a deer and a rabbit. They saw squirrels and chipmunks. They saw insects crawling along on the ground and flying in the air. Birds chirped in the trees. When a snake crossed the trail, Chip let out a yell. "Relax," said Penny. "It's more scared of you than you are of it." The class walked slowly. "Let's move a little faster," said Miss Edwards. "Pick up your snail's pace." Amelia Bedelia looked for a snail with a pace to pick up. Maybe she could find one for the classroom nature table. All right, moving at a snail's pace. Amelia Bedelia thinks again that she literally means find a snail, but that's not what she means. When you move at a snail's pace, it means you're moving really slow because, as you probably know, snails don't move very fast. "I'm hungry," said Clay. "Can we eat lunch?" Miss Edwards read her map. "There's a stream ahead," she said. "We can stop there for a bite." "I have lots of bites," said Amelia Bedelia. Is Miss Edwards talking about bug bites that she has? Nope, but there's Amelia Bedelia again, taking it too literally. What do we mean when we say, let's stop for a bite? That means we're going to have some food. "I can see water," said Penny. The class raced to the stream. "We'll eat lunch on the bank." "Dig in," said Miss Edwards. I bet Amelia Bedelia is probably looking for a shovel or a spoon or something to dig with, but that's not what she means. Dig in means to go ahead and start eating. That brings up another type of figurative language, and they're homonyms. We're not going to cover those, but I want to talk about them. We have talked about these before. Those are multiple meaning words. So she's about to take a word, bank, with the river, the stream, and when she hears the word bank, she's thinking about money. But remember that a bank can also mean like the side of a river. Amelia Bedelia didn't see a bank or even a cash machine. Was there treasure buried here? Why else would Miss Edwards tell them to dig in? It was time to go back to school. Wade was the last to finish his lunch. Let's go, Wade, said Miss Edwards. Yay, said Amelia Bedelia. Another multiple meaning word. Wade is this guy's name. However, to wade can mean to get into the water, just like in your feet, and walk around. Here she goes, Miss Literal. Amelia Bedelia, that is. Amelia Bedelia took off her shoes and socks and waded right into the stream. Soon, everyone was splashing with Amelia Bedelia. Even Miss Edwards joined in on the fun. As they walked back, everyone found things for the nature table. Daisy picked a daisy, Holly plucked a sprig of holly, Rose found a wild rose, Amelia Bedelia picked up fallen leaves. What did you find, Amelia Bedelia? Asked Miss Edwards. These are my leaves, said Amelia Bedelia. Miss Edwards smiled. When you have more than one leaf, you say leaves, she said. That made sense to Amelia Bedelia. In the fall, every leaf had to leave its tree. Amelia Bedelia knew she would not think any more of a leaf falling off a tree. She would think it was leaving its tree. Nice leaves, said Skip. You have maple, oak, and chestnut, he said. Skip knew a lot about trees. What is the red one? Asked Amelia Bedelia. Uh-oh, said Skip. That's poison ivy. Yeah! Amelia Bedelia threw the leaves up in the air. Her leaves were leaving again. Skip laughed so hard he fell on the ground. I was joking, he said. Amelia Bedelia was not laughing. That was a mean trick, she said. Maybe you should take a hike, said Skip. I am, said Amelia Bedelia. And now I don't have anything for the nature table. Amelia Bedelia's lip trembled. I'm sorry, Amelia Bedelia, said Skip. He helped Amelia Bedelia pick up her leaves. Hold still, Skip said. Are you teasing again? Asked Amelia Bedelia. No, you have a hitchhiker, said Skip. He pointed at a caterpillar. The caterpillar was crawling on Amelia Bedelia's backpack. Wow, said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia's caterpillar was the star of the nature table. Then it was the star of Amelia Bedelia's classroom. Until it hit the trail. Not literally, but it means it left. All right, so here's a few that we covered while we were, right here on this page, while we were reading. I'm just going to go over them one more time. Let's hit the trail means let's get going. Moving at a snail's pace means moving super slowly. Dig in means start eating. And take a hike means go away. Has anybody ever told you to take a hike before? Not very nice. Okay, so that was our Amelia Bedelia's Take a Hike, full of idioms. As you notice, I've got my bug spray here because I'm about to use an idiom. These mosquitoes are so bad, they could carry me away. That just means they're really big, okay? They're not really gonna carry me away. All right, so now I wanna go over a few questions for you, just to kind of quiz you before you go on and do your next activity. So I'm going to ask a few questions and see if you know what these idioms are. You see I'm itching a lot because of the bugs. Have you ever heard of the phrase or term bookworm? It's not literally a worm in a book, but what does it mean? Like to read a lot. Good. What about, let me find one, see if I can find one. Ooh, this is a good one. To play hooky. Have you ever tried to play hooky from school? Does that mean to go fishing, to skip school, or to play a new game? Absolutely, it means to skip school. Don't ever try that. Don't do that. It's not good. And let's do one more. How about, this happens sometimes when I call on people in class, and I'll ask them a question and then they just draw a blank. What do you think it means to draw a blank? You're not literally drawing nothing, but does it mean to get no response when you ask a question, to draw using white crayon, or to remember everything clearly? Just like it sounds, when you draw a blank, it means you get no response when you ask a question. All right, great job today, guys, and great listening. What you're gonna do next is I have 2 stories posted for you. One is called Parts, and the other one is called More Parts. And they are read aloud books all about idioms. So while you're listening to these books read aloud to you, if you can, list at least 5 idioms that you hear when they're reading the story. List the idiom and then tell me what that idiom actually means. So for example, if there's an idiom that is, it's raining cats and dogs outside, you would write down raining cats and dogs, and the meaning would be it's raining really hard. So just 5 of those. If you want to find more, you can, because there's definitely more than 5. After you do that, your activity for today is you're going to have a sheet that is an art activity for idioms. You need to pick maybe 5 to 8 of the idioms and do a quick illustration of what the idiom literally said. So I'll use raining cats and dogs again. So on one side of the paper, you would draw cats and dogs coming out of the sky. And on the other side of the paper, you would draw that it's raining really hard. So maybe just 5, maybe more if you'd like to. And tomorrow you have another idiom activity to complete. It is called It's Raining Idioms. And you're gonna have some task cards and some activities to do along with that. I'd love to see some of your work on Thursday when we Zoom. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.